YouTube. You know what it is, man. It's your boy June. Welcome to another episode of Grind Before Glory. Let's get straight to it. Now today, you know what I mean, first and foremost, I like to say a grace over to God. Thank you for giving us another day, another opportunity to get better. So if you're watching this video today, make sure you say your prayer today. Make sure you tell God, thank you for giving you a chance to even be able to look at technology, to even be able to breathe and have an existence today. Now, with this being said, let's get straight to it, man. As y'all seen in the title of the video, we're going to be talking about self-control and discipline. Now, what is self-control and why is it so important, right? Self-control is essentially the ability to tell yourself what you need to be doing regardless of how you feel. Self-control is the ability to tell yourself what you need to be doing regardless of how you feel, regardless of your emotions, regardless of your situation. You know what is right from wrong, so you're doing what is right. Simple as that, correct? Now, with this being said, this differentiates from the definition of disciplined, even though it's somewhat similar. Discipline is self-control, except discipline completely disregards any and every emotion. Correct? Any and every emotion. Discipline abides via self-control, but it essentially is stating that you're doing it consistently. Consistent self-control equates to discipline, right? Because you can have self-control for a day or two. You can be like, hey, man, I'm not going to eat this candy this week, or I'm not going to eat fast food this week. And then the next week you fall right off. That was great self-control. But you know what you lacked in that situation? Discipline. And the reason why discipline is so important is because without discipline, you'll never build a habit. And without habit, you'll never build muscle memory. Without this muscle memory of these habits, you will never become successful. Now, there's good habits and there's bad habits. And let me make this very clear for you. If you're not building good habits, you're building bad habits. So if you're not disciplining yourself to wake up every morning and go to the gym, you're actually disciplining yourself to stay in bed and be lazy. It sounds crazy, but there is no halfway mark. You're either doing the right thing or you're doing the wrong thing. And that's the clear-cut truth about the world. It's black and white. Now, what a lot of us don't understand is we say we lack discipline. No, you lack discipline in the sense of you lack discipline in doing what needs to be done. But you're very, very disciplined in being lazy. That's a lot of us. That's a lot of our issue. We don't recognize that us having the capability of staying in bed all day is actually very, very disciplined. You've trained your mind and your body to stay in bed all day. You trained your mind and your body to give into your urges. You disciplined yourself. So nobody lacks self-discipline. No. A lot of us just lack the motivation to do the right thing. Simple as that. Now, how can we develop or strengthen our self-control and discipline? Well, first and foremost, I want to go into the aspect of fasting. Now, what is fasting? Fasting is essentially going into a state where you are absent from a certain act or innate human need or want, I guess you could say. Now, the fasting I'm talking about is intermediate fasting, which is food fasting. It's fasting in the sense of you are temporarily not eating certain foods or not eating foods at all in order to develop self-control within your body, right? And the reason why fasting is so important is fasting is essentially practicing self-control. When you fast, you're telling your body, hey, I know we feel bad right now. I know we're in a tough situation. I know we're hungry. I know we want this, but we're not going to have it. You're training your mind to overcome your body. Now, the reason why this is so important is because once your mind has control over your body, you essentially can control everything else around you. Right? Now, what I want to do here today is I will be bringing up some Bible verses here. Now, there's a verse, Mark chapter 11, verse 24, and it states, "What things soever ye desire, which ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." Now, essentially what this is stating is whatever you believe in, whatever you have faith within, and you truly pray for, ask for, you can receive, or you will receive. Now, the reason why this verse is so important today is because it shows you that the power of discipline is actually very, very real. It's very, very, very effective as well, right? So if you believe something in your mind, or you've trained something in your mind, you will then be able to reflect and portray this out into the world. This energy will be released out into the world as well, out into reality. But it all starts where? In the mind, right? And this is why fasting is so important, because fasting strengthens that mind for you. Fasting strengthens that mind power, that ability to have control over the physical via the spiritual, or have control over the physical via the mental. Now, the reason why I recommend intermediate fasting is simply because that is something that truly challenges the body as well, right? And when you challenge the body, you are essentially telling it to learn and to adapt to the scenario that it is in. That's basically what you're telling it. Hey, learn, adapt. This is what we're doing now. When the mind tells you we're not doing something, that is what we're doing. Listen to the mind. And that's training your body. Now, what I recommend is you going into intermittent fasting at a very, very slow pace. Maybe doing 6-hour fast every day for the first week. Then the second week, maybe do a 12-hour fast. Then throw in a 24-hour fast. And I'm talking one day a week, 2 days a week. And eventually you'll get to where the mind, like I said, is going to be trained. And you'll get to where the point where the fasting is going to become more of a practice. It's going to become more of a habit, right? And that'll allow you to have control over your body, over these urges, over these needs that you have. These wants that you have. Because when you fast, you're not abstaining from a want. You're abstaining from a need, which is way stronger than any want, right? If you were starving, and I'm talking truly starving, and at the same time you wanted a beer or alcohol inside your system. Now, there was beer right in front of you, and there was some food in front of you. And let's say you're truly starving. Which one of these two options would you think you would go for if you're truly starving? The food, correct? And the reason why that is because you actually need food to survive. Alcohol, drugs, fornication, lust, money. These are not necessarily things that you need to survive. These are things that you want. Food is something that you need. You need consumption. Now, I say that to say this. This is why fasting is so important and so powerful. It's because you're training your mind to overcome a need. So any want, any desire that you may have, your mind has already overcome it because you've already learned to overcome a need, which a need on the hierarchy of scales of significance is way higher than a want, right? So those of us who lack self-discipline, let's try fasting. And this is something, it's a practice. It's something that takes time. It takes effort. It takes consistency. But over time, you'll start to see the progression. You'll start to see the result. And this will in turn change your whole life. And when I say change your whole life, I mean truly change your whole life. For a man who lacks self-discipline is a man who's a slave to his body. You're a slave if you lack self-discipline. When I say man, I mean human. You are a slave. Now, none of us want to be slaves, but a lot of us are. A lot of us tell ourselves, hey, this is our last time smoking. And guess what? We're back on that blunt. A lot of us tell ourselves, this is my last time drinking. And guess what? back on that drink. And you may always ask yourself like, man, why can't I just stop? It's because your body has control over your mind. Because if your mind had control over your body, you would have stopped when you said you were done. That lets you know something. That's a message to yourself. Hold on. Why can't I stop this thing? And it's very simple. It's a very easy question. You lack self-discipline. So develop the self-discipline. This is something that's a necessity inside of your life. And it's something that can be applicable to everything. Pornography addiction, lusting, alcohol, drugs, laziness, poverty, any and every negative thing on this earth can be abstracted out of your life via self-discipline. And you can also incorporate new things into your life via self-discipline as well. So let's keep this in mind for today's episode, y'all. Like I said, I don't like making these episodes very long. If you like these type of videos, I know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Send this over to every friend that you have, anybody that you think may need this or may want to hear this. Repost this on all social media platforms. This is not going to be copyrighted. And just help me spread the word. Help me help somebody out. If I helped you out today, let me know. And you don't even have to comment. All you got to do is do me a favor and help somebody else out, just like I did for you. But man, y'all know exactly what it is, man. It's your boy Smooth. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Get it in that. We gone, baby. Smooth.